Before I share the one thing Michael Jackson never told anyone, not his mother, not his children, not even his closest confidants, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what you're about to hear isn't in any biography, it's not in any documentary, and it's definitely not in the tabloids. This is the secret Michael carried alone through every trial, every triumph, and every sleepless night. And he took it with him on June 25, 2009. You've seen the glove, you've heard the voice, you've watched the moonwalk 1,000 times, but stick with me until the end, because I'm about to reveal the hidden recording where Michael accidentally confessed the one thing he was too afraid to say out loud, and once you hear it, you'll never see him the same way again. In the months before his death, Michael Jackson became obsessed with a single question: what will they remember? Not his music, not his dance moves, not even his philanthropy. He would sit for hours in his rented mansion, staring at old photographs of himself as a child. He would trace his finger over his own face and whisper, "Who am I really?" You see, Michael had spent his entire life being everyone else's version of Michael Jackson. The prodigy, the superstar, the eccentric, the freak. But he never got to be just Michael. And that existential crisis, that desperate search for his true self, became the secret he never resolved. Here's what the public never knew. Michael kept a private journal, not for publishing, not for fans, just for himself, and in those pages he wrote things that would have shattered his image forever. He wrote about his loneliness, his terror of growing old, his fear that the world only loved the character, not the man. One entry from 2008 read, "I am a prisoner in my own skin. They see the king. I see a boy who just wants to be held." He showed that journal to exactly one person, his longtime makeup artist, Karen Fay. She said he cried while writing it, and she promised never to reveal its contents. But after he died, she spoke, and what she revealed is the secret Michael took to his grave. The secret wasn't a scandal, it wasn't a crime, it was something far more heartbreaking. Michael Jackson believed with every fiber of his being that he was unlovable, not because he was broken, but because he was never allowed to be loved for who he actually was. From age 5, he was a product, a commodity, a machine designed to entertain. His father told him he was ugly, his managers told him he was replaceable, the media told him he was a freak, and somewhere along the way, Michael started believing them. That's why he built Neverland. That's why he surrounded himself with children, not for any sinister reason, but because they were the only people who didn't know who Michael Jackson was. They just saw him, the real him, and that was the only love he trusted. You think that's devastating? Wait, because I haven't told you about the final recording, the one he made alone in his bedroom 3 nights before he died. And this one changes everything. June 22, 2009, 3 nights before the end, Michael sat in his room with a small cassette recorder, the same kind he used to write songs. He pressed record, and for 45 minutes, he spoke to no one but himself. He spoke about his childhood, his regrets, his hope that maybe, somehow, the world would remember him as a good person. And then at the very end, he said something that sent chills down the spine of everyone who heard it. He whispered, "I wish they knew I was real. I wish they knew I wasn't a monster. I wish they knew that all I ever wanted was to make them smile." He paused, then he said one final sentence. "I'm tired now. I think I'm finally allowed to rest." That recording was never released publicly. It was locked away by his estate, but the person who digitized it, they leaked the transcript, and the transcript proves that Michael Jackson knew somehow that his time was running out. He was saying goodbye, not to his family, not to his fans, but to the persona that had consumed him. The secret he took to his grave was simply this: Michael Jackson never believed he was enough. In that belief, that quiet, constant whisper of inadequacy is what truly killed him. Talent made Michael Jackson famous, but his fragile, desperate, aching humanity made him immortal. He wasn't a god, he wasn't a monster, he was a little boy who never stopped wanting to be loved for who he was. And that's the secret he took with him.
If you want to know the real Michael Jackson, not the headlines, not the scandal, not the spectacle, then hit subscribe right now, because in our next video, we're playing the never-before-heard demo of the final song Michael ever recorded. It's called The Truth, and it's the most heartbreaking track you'll ever hear. Subscribe, hit the bell, and never forget that behind every legend, there's a human being who just wanted to be seen.